Today I thought I would indulge my nostalgia a little bit and recreate one of the, I think it was one of the earliest challenges I ever completed on this channel. I called it the 6 Designs Challenge. Not the most creative name, but I'm going to stick to my guns. If you would like to check out that original video, I will put a link for it down in the description. Just do bear in mind that it's a few years old at this point. I like to think I've improved a little bit in video production stuff since then. But anyway, we're going to stick with the same kind of concept. My sister has also helped me out in this one as she did the last one. So here I have 6 little envelopes, and inside each of these envelopes is a secret crochet challenge. My sister, as I've mentioned on this channel before, does not crochet, so these could be absolutely anything, but we'll find out what they are together. I've also gone ahead and set up a spinning wheel, and that is going to determine in which order. Why did I put that down on the floor? We need it up here so we can see. But that is going to determine in which order we do these challenges. That does not strike me as very secure. I might have to move Littlefoot. Littlefoot, you can relocate over here for now. I'll put you back with your dino buddies later. So concept, pretty straightforward. We have numbered challenges. We have a numbered spinning wheel. I need to make sure I'm recording the screen so you can all see what's going on. And we're just going to spin for our first challenge. Ready? And spin. Okay, so our first challenge is literally number 1. All right, so number 1, to start us off, reveal your secrets envelope. So for our first challenge, we have, you know what, I'm going to show you guys first. What does it say? 1 stitch is a space. What? 1 stitch is a space. Can I level with you guys? I don't really know what that means. What? Here's what I could do. I could give my sister a buzz or send her a text and ask her what the hell she meant by that. Or I could just wing it. I'm just going to wing it. I suppose I could, hear me out, I could just work sort of like some sort of mesh paneling in the round, and each like square or rectangle of the mesh, that could represent 1 stitch. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I don't know what else I would do, to be honest. And for these series of challenges, I am going to be using my little octopus pattern that has shown up in other challenges previously. The reason being is that it's a nice, quick pattern to whip up. Usually when you're not doing weird things to it, but in cases like this video here where you're doing the same pattern over and over again, it really is advantageous to have a small pattern. So we start off normally with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. But I can't do 6 single crochet because each of those 6 single crochet need to be a space. So instead, let's do a magic circle. And then I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. That chain 2 is going to stand in for a half double crochet. Then I'm going to chain 2 again. 1, 2. And that is going to be the stand in for my stitch. So we've got 2 chains that represent the half double crochet, which would make up the side. Then 2 more chains, which will make up the top. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet, and that will leave me with a space in the middle. That is my stitch. So that is 1. To get 2, I'm going to chain 2 again. 1, 2, and then I'm going to half double crochet, then chain 2, 1, 2, and close you up. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So if I slip stitch into the chain 2 here, no, hang on. I don't want to do that last half double crochet. I just want to slip stitch straight into there. I should still have 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now I need to double that to get to 12. So I'm starting with chain 2, chain 4, and there is a knot in my yarn. Oh, I'm just going to tighten it up. Shh, don't tell anyone. Then we're going to go back into here. So I'm basically going to do the same thing I did for round 1, except I'm putting 2 of my spaces in each of the half double crochet from the previous round. I may have lost count and I'm not sure whether I'm up to 10 or 12, but let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I got my 12. So far, so good. My method seems to be working out. I'm just going to continue doing this for the remainder of the octopus. Well, most of the octopus. I have no idea how I'm going to do the popcorn stitch legs like this, but that's a problem I'll sort out in, I don't know, half an hour or so when I get to it. And how am I going to stuff this? The stuffing is just going to come out of these holes. Look at my hideous little mesh ball sphere thing. It's actually kind of cool in an odd sort of way. But now I think comes the hardest part of this first challenge, and that is how I'm going to do these popcorn stitch legs. I've been thinking about it as I was crocheting this piece, and the only thing I can really come up with is to put a couple of chains between each of the individual double crochet in my popcorn stitch. I really don't know how else I would work that. Let me know your thoughts. If you had to do a popcorn stitch but add spaces to it, how would you go about doing that? Challenge 1 complete. The popcorn stitches turned out kind of weird, but I suppose it just matches the rest of the octopus, doesn't it? But like overall, that worked out surprisingly well. I wasn't sure how the mesh stitch things were going to hold up, but yeah, it worked all right. Yeah. But now that challenge number 1 is finished, I might put you here. We can go on to the second one, which means we're going to have to spin the wheel again. And spin. We're jumping from the first number to the last one. This time we're doing number 6. What you got for us, number 6? This corkboard is not very secure. Okay. I'll show you guys first again. Different scrap per round. Oh well, that's easy enough. It's more annoying that I have to change yarn every single round. another challenge in the bag. I mean, as far as challenges go, this one's relatively straightforward. Like I said before, it's just annoying having to change colour every round. Let's find out if challenge number 3 will be as annoying, or even more so. And we're spinning. Alrighty, for our third challenge, we have number 3. Yoink! Who wants to bet that this board is going to slip off here before this entire challenge is done? Okay, number 3. What does that say? I can see replace there, I think. Replace stitches with triple crochet. I'd like to know how she even knows what a triple crochet is. I know my sister watched she watches all of my videos, so she tells me, but I know she watched the one where I tried to read crochet charts for the first time, because she helped me with that one too. And I know I mentioned triple crochet in that video, so perhaps she's just, going off what I said there. Okay, so, did it have to be triple crochet? Couldn't it have been double crochet or something like that? Look what the triple crochet have done. They have massacred my boy. You want my advice? Never replace the single crochet in your amigurumi pattern with triple crochet. Oh, there's a few jokes that I want to make that I don't think YouTube would like. Oh my God. Number 3. Done. Let's move on to number 4 so I don't have to look at that thing anymore. Oh, I didn't mean to rhyme there. And spin. And this time we've got number 2. Number 2. Spin for hook size each round. It's another one of those. I have to do something different each round. So hopefully this one isn't as tedious as having to switch colour each round. But this one's going to take a little bit of preparation, I think. So give me a sec. I have grabbed out a few different hook sizes. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 hooks, 10 rounds. There is the potential that it could work out I get one size per round, but what I've decided to do instead is I've made another wheel that has all the, let me record this bit too, that has all of the aforementioned hook sizes listed. And I'm just going to spin this wheel at the start of every round, but I'm not going to remove the number after I've landed on it. So there is the potential that I could use one hook size twice or more within this pattern. I don't know. I just thought that would be fun. So to start us off with, we have right out the gate, we got a big one. Which one? 9mm. I'm tempted to go with a slightly thicker weight yarn than the 8-ply. My reasoning being that it sort of would land halfway between like my 2mm hook and my 10mm hook. I don't know if that's sound logic, but I'm gonna run with it anyway. So I'll use this. Now we're gonna spin for round number 2. $10mm. Round 3. No, 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 no. Oh. That was so close to landing on 2 millimeters. It landed on 3, which is not much of an improvement. Ready for round 4? $5 millimeter. And then we want number round, what are we on? 5? Yeah, 5. How can I forget the round count? There's only 10 rounds in this. And this time we're on 8. And again, that's not too big of a jump. I can handle that. When I first read that challenge, I was kind of worried I'd be going from like a 2 millimeter to a 10 millimeter down to a 3, then back to 10, and it'll just be like jumping between each end of the spectrum, the hook spectrum, but we've been pretty lucky so far. What does worry me a bit though is that I do wonder what hook size we're going to get for round 8, which is where we work in the back loop only, because depending on what we get for round 10, which is like the popcorn stitch legs, that could prove difficult. You know, depending on what those hook size combinations are. Imagine trying to crochet popcorn stitches with a 10 millimeter hook into back loops that were crocheted with a 2 millimeter hook. Doesn't sound like fun. But what does sound like fun is spinning the wheel again for round number 6, which is going to be... Oh no. Oh, we finally did it. We landed on the 2 millimeter. I'm having difficulty getting the yarn hooked on the hook. Okay. I have a feeling this round's going to take a minute. Go through. No, 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 no. Don't split, please. Get in there. No. Sir, could you please just get through the loop? Come on. You can do it. No. No. Oh my god. Yeah, I really picked the right yarn weight, didn't I? Oh, okay. You're not going to rage quit. You've only crocheted 15 stitches of this round. No, you've crocheted less than that. I think I need to have words with my sister. Although in her defense, she didn't specify that I had to include a 2 millimeter hook. That's my own bloody fault. Oh, and we're done. We're done. And I never want to do that again. Let's spin for round 7. Okay, we're jumping back up to 5. This next round could either make or break us, because this is the round I need to work into the back loop. All right, wheel, give us something good. Oh, I can't do that. All right, I see you, wheel. 10 millimeter hook. I mean, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get into the back loops for this round, but at least having used the largest hook size that I have here to create the back loops for where the front loops need to be worked into, like, we should know that any hook that I could potentially use in round 10 should work. So that makes me feel a little bit better. All right, let's spin for the final round of the body. And that's gonna be 7 millimeter. All right, we've got one more spin to go, and it's this spin that's going to determine the size of the legs. This could really make or break the octopus, I think. Not that there's much to break, really. Okay. 9mm. Yeah, I can work with that. I think the wheel was pretty kind to us there. We could have got some pretty horrific combinations of hook sizes if we were unlucky. So I'm glad this one kind of worked out the way that it did. So let's pop you there and move on to our second last challenge. So it's going to be one of two. Which one shall it be? Let's see. Number 5. Alrighty. What are you, number 5? As is becoming tradition, I will show you guys first. And that says backwards from memory. Oh, that's mean. I'm going to need to get revenge for this one. That crosses a line. Well, I have my pattern up here. I don't want to close the laptop because I listen to either music or YouTube videos or podcasts in the background, but I will turn my laptop around so you guys can see. No cheating here. Actually, you know what? Because I don't have much space here, I'm going to close the laptop briefly. Here is the proof. Laptop closed. Oh, and it's tangled in about 600 wires, but it's closed. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing this sort of round by round, I will grab out my... You know what? I'm just going to use this big notepad, my notepad here, and I'll write down what I think I need to do, and then I'll just crochet that. And that way I can get my background noise up in the background and not have to worry about keeping the laptop out of sight. Yeah, this is Editing Lee here, just popping in to apologize for once again failing to record with the top-down camera. I don't know what it is about this bloody phone, but at least 50% of the time I forget to press record. Turn that off. Oh, you idiot. You absolute idiot, Lee. I do this so often with this top-down camera. I forgot to record. But anyway, that's the pattern that I came up with. And this is the house rocket I was talking about. Sorry about that. You'll just have to look at this mug while I'm trying to work out my pattern. First off, I did realise I made a mistake in where I placed the back loop only round, so I fixed that. But secondly, I don't know yet if I've got this correct or not, but I'm going to leave checking that till the end of the video. But even if I didn't get everything right, I'm still like fairly confident that I got most of it right. Like if I compare this to which one do I compare it to? Probably this one. If I compare it to this one, like it seems close enough. I think where I might have buggered up is in the number of just single crochet rounds I put in the middle here. I think I might have done one less than needed, but I'm not sure. We can check that later. But now that I've completed the 5th challenge, we can move on to our final one, number 4. What do we think it's going to be? Are we going to finish off strong? Are we going to finish off frustrated? I don't know. It could be bloody anything. All right, ready? And it says, bedazzle your hand. What? Okay. That reminds me a bit of the first challenge. Like, instructions unclear. But I'm just going to go with my own interpretation of this challenge. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to grab some stuff. So I'll be back in a sec. I had to steal from my niece's toy box, but what she won't know won't hurt her unless she watches this video. I didn't think of that. Anyway, I've got here a tin which is full of homemade jewellery, old costume jewellery. A lot of this was actually my great nana's. She used to love like gaudy fake jewellery. She had a heap of it. My sisters would use it, you know, when we were kids for dress up. We've used it in like costumes and cosplay over the years. And now my nibblings play with it. So that's what this is mostly full of. So you can probably see where my thought process has gone bedazzle your hand. I'm just going to put a whole bunch of stuff on my hands and attempt to crochet with that. And I had to go diving through my nibblings stuff here because I'm not a jewelry person, but one extra thing that I did grab out just to make this a little bit more interesting was this. This is a chainmail glove that my dad gave my sister and I for when we sharpen knives in the kitchen, just to protect ourselves. So yeah, I thought this would work nicely. It's also sort of satisfying because my current hyperfixation is Kingdom Come Deliverance, the game. I really want to play the second Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I've had the first game in my Steam library for like 5 years now, and it's just one of those games I never got around to playing. So I told myself that I'm not allowed to buy the second game until I've completed the first one. So over the last, I haven't had much time to play it, unfortunately, but over the last couple of months, I've been slowly making my way through it, thoroughly enjoying myself, to the point where, yeah, I'm a little bit fixated on it at the moment. There's going to be an abrupt cut here because my neighbour just started making a whole hell of a lot of noise. I don't know what he's doing over there, but I have completely lost my train of thought. I know I was talking about chainmail and Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I don't remember exactly what I was saying. But I probably shouldn't get too into that because if I do, I might not stop and I need to get this challenge finished. So let's go through the jewellery stash together, and I will make sure to remember to press record on the phone this time. So this is what I've got. It might be easier to do this sans chainmail glove at the moment. But there's some, yeah, like homemade like bracelets and stuff I can put on. Yeah, I got this little one here. Some thicker bracelets. Probably need like, I'm just putting these on. Oh, look at this. Fancy. Let's put, I don't even know if these will fit on my fingers. That's a bit loose. Maybe I have to put it on that one. There's another ring. Oh my God. I'm suddenly viscerally reminded of why I don't like wearing jewellery. I'm probably not going to put like a bunch of stuff on my right hand because that is where I'll be wearing my chainmail glove. I mean, a lot of these are necklaces. They're not going to do me much good, are they? What about one of these? Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, look, there's another ring. There we go. Ugh. Lovely. We'll go one more nice homemade bracelet, and that'll do me, I think. So what do you think? Are we bedazzled enough? Hang on. Are we bedazzled enough? I'm ready to fight some bandits or head to the trader and sell some stuff off. So this is so annoying because I can't put my fingers together properly. At least I got the magic circle made, and oh my God. I finally got round one done, and the chainmail is catching on the yarn a little bit, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Where I am having issues though is the bloody yarn keeps catching on the rings. And it's throwing my attention off something shocking. Oh, yeah, I do not like it. I do not like it. we're on to round 3. Oh, here's the thing about chainmail. It's bloody heavy. That's round 6. And I have to take a chainmail break because this thing is getting heavier by the second. Apparently I'm not cut out to be a knight. Well, at least outside the digital gaming realm anyway. Wish me luck. I have now somehow got to try and get the stuffing in this thing. Which is worse? Trying to add stuffing while your hand's covered in chainmail, or trying to add stuffing with your non-dominant hand? Let's give both a go, shall we? And done. I cannot stress how uncomfortable wearing jewelry makes me. I don't know what it is. I just never liked it. But at least now I can take it off. Maybe I should take this off first. That might be the way to go, huh? But that, surprisingly, wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I really did expect the yarn to get like tangled in the chainmail a lot more. And while at the beginning the working yarn did catch on the rings, it seemed to sort of figure out its path eventually, and it flowed through my fingers a lot easier after that point. So yeah, that could have gone a lot worse. I severely underestimated the weight of this. I mean, it's a bloody chainmail glove. I knew it was going to be heavy, but just repeatedly doing the crochet wrist motion with this on was a lot more impactful than I thought it was going to be. So that's my second tip for today. Number 1, don't replace your single crochet with triple crochet. Number 2, don't wear chainmail gloves while crocheting. But with that, we have finished today's challenge, or 6 challenges. So to do a little bit of a recap, we have challenge 1, challenge 2, challenge 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which one would I say was my favorite? Well, I think the best looking one is definitely number 2, which was challenge 6, which was different scrap yarn every round. That definitely looks the best, in my opinion. But personally, I think the most interesting one was definitely the first one, using a space in place of a stitch. I do not know if this is what my sister had in mind, but like with the last one, this was my sort of best interpretation. And I think it turned out okay. Like, I wouldn't make amigurumi using this method outside of a challenge like this. But yeah, it worked better than I expected. So I think that might be my favorite one for today. This one, just looking at it makes me laugh. It is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And as for like the final 3 challenges, they were interesting enough, but just looking at the pieces, you don't really get too much variation. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to check if I got the pattern right. But as I was saying, you don't really get too much variation, even with this one where we use a different hook size every round. From a distance, it's kind of hard to tell. What I like about these challenges generally is that you can get interesting and utterly ridiculous, shapes and designs from it. But these 3 are sort of, I wouldn't go so far as to call them boring. Maybe standard is a better word. They're just standard octopuses, whatever. But yeah, let me just check the pattern, and I will see if I got this one done correctly. So I'll get the proper pattern up. Not a bad effort. I am very glad that I corrected myself and changed where I worked into the back loops only, because I definitely got that wrong. But in correcting that, I got the whole pattern right. Working backwards. I mean, I thought if I didn't get it entirely correct, I got very close. But yeah, good to know that my memory is not that faulty. I mean, I think the outcome would have been different if I'd used a more complex pattern. But using complex patterns, you know, for a challenge like this, I generally find that's more of a hindrance than a help. Where is my right here? Scrap ball can go back in its usual spot now. And now that I've double checked my work in regards to this little guy here, I think we can wrap it up for today. Let me know which was your favorite challenge. Yeah, this one was definitely my favorite outcome. Yeah, I think mine is definitely this one here. It was just a very, very interesting, if ugly, challenge. But yeah, let me know which one was yours. There is actually one more thing that I want to ask you guys, but I will do so after. And today's featured creator on the hookup is Cindy Smiles from the Rumi Mill. And she says, "Hello, I'm Cindy Smiles, a former teacher for blind and visually impaired children in the state of Texas. After getting married and having children, I became a stay-at-home mum who never seems to have enough crafts. Ever. I did have a small business where I made custom amigurumi pieces, but now I focus more on creating YouTube videos that deal mostly with my amigurumi and crochet content. I do not design pieces, but I do like laughing and poking fun at myself and my creations to try and bring that laughter to others. Too many crochet channels are so serious. I do try to be occasionally, but it rarely lasts long. I soak in my quirkiness and I try to make others smile while doing what I love. Crocheting." I am 100% with you on that. I am the same. Like this here, this channel, this little corner of the internet, it's my hobby. I want to make it fun. I like trying to, you know, inject humor into my videos and doing, you know, ridiculous things on occasion. So yeah, I'm very much the same. Try not to take things too seriously and just have fun. But if you are interested in seeing Cindy Smiles from the Rumi Mill's links, they will all be down in the description, and so will a link to the hookup form if you are interested in applying for yourself. Before we wrap up, what I was going to ask all of you is if you have any challenge suggestions, because I do enjoy doing these kinds of challenges, but I think it might be interesting if we did like a subscriber set challenge one. So if you have a challenge idea that you would like me to undertake, pop that down in the comments, and at some point in the future I will get my sister to go through all of those, pick out probably 6 like we did here today, and then she can surprise me with your ideas next time. Thank you in advance for any suggestions. Thank you for watching this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it if you think it's worth sharing. And I will see you in the next one.